And here we are, and there you are. Whenever you hear that theme song, you know it's time for the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series. We're just doing an audio check and a sound check, making sure that everything is really good here at the Lovety Hall JMS Studios, and where our guest is. Now, our guest is usually in Nashville doing her thing, but it is at the time of this show right now, Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. It is Friday afternoon. A lot of people are already in that Memorial Day weekend sort of mindset, time with family and friends, remembering those who sacrificed for our freedoms, of course. And it's a beautiful weekend for, gatherings and picnics, barbecues, the beach. We're here on the East Coast of the United States. Blessed to have the ocean right here. And we are in the New York area along the southern New England coast between New York and Boston. That's where the Jim Masters Show comes from. That's where it originates from. And our guest, who again is normally in Nashville, is on location out in beautiful Southold, Long Island, New York, which is on the South Shore as you're going towards the Hamptons and out towards Montauk. If you've never been out that way on the South Shore or the North Shore of Long Island, New York, it looks and feels like Cape Cod, Massachusetts. It's beautiful, really, really nice. And you guys know I hail originally from New York and from out east on Long Island, where it is beautiful. And so really, really nice. And again, we were plugging in wiring and doing all kinds of different things because she's in a place where she's not normally located. So some of the audio a little funky, but hey, it's all connected. And we're so glad because again, we're coming at you live. And when we do the shows live, things can happen. So we want to make sure everything is the best we can because only the best on JMS for all of you. How's everybody doing? So good to see everybody here. Our guest is an extraordinary, renowned singer-songwriter and brilliant voice. Yes, she has also penned an incredible array of music. She's been doing this since she's like 5 years old. Yeah, singing since 5, writing songs since the age of 10. Maria Christensen is a versatile songwriter and singer with cuts spanning multiple genres, including pop and dance, country, and even holiday music as well. She made her performing debut in 1988 as one half of the Latin freestyle duo Sequel, and as a talented artist who was once signed to Atlantic Records, Maria achieved worldwide success as a songwriter with her hit Waiting for Tonight, recorded by Jennifer Lopez. She's written songs for the incomparable Greek legend Nana Mouskouri, who I had the opportunity to meet actually an interview on PBS. Nana is one of the most incredible people on the planet and beloved around the world. And Paulina Rubio and Eternal too, NSYNC, Celine Dion. I mean, our guest, Maria Christensen, has written music for all of them. Her music has been featured in films such as Drumline, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, and The Replacement. She partnered with the Disney Channel, penning songs that have landed in Disney productions, including the hit TV movie Lemonade Mouth, Jessie, and Austin, and Allie. Additionally, Maria wrote the theme songs for the shows Girl Meets World, Stuck It in the Middle, and Coop and Cammy Ask the World. That is just the short list of the incredible career that our guest has had and continues to have. So she has earned that relaxing weekend out on the South Shore of Long Island. She's earned it because she's so busy. She's been doing this since the age of 5. I thought I started early, running around with the Panasonic cassette recorder, interviewing the family and the relatives at like 5 years old. She started at 5 too, started writing songs at 10. And now she's here on the Jim Masters Show. We're going to talk about her iconic career and some things that she's been experiencing of late too in her own personal life. She says she wants to share that with everybody. And we're so honored to have her here. So honored to have you here as well. If this is your first time, thanks for joining us. We're coming at you at an earlier time than we usually do. So, because we have 2 shows today, we have this show, and then at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, we're doing a very special remembrance of Tina Turner. So don't miss that episode with a special guest coming in who knew Tina Turner personally and was a great friend of Tina's. So that's coming up tonight. So we call this a double Lovity Day, where there's 2 episodes on the same day. Yeah, that's a lot of levity. So we're so honored and so excited to have Maria with us. If you want to comment during the show, we're coming at you live. You can do it in the JMS Levity Hall chat room, which is open and available for you right now. When you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV, where hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes exist, you can comment in the JMS Levity Hall chat room and interact with each other and with us as well. We might even pop up a comment or two on the screen. If we have time, we'll be happy to do that as well. And if you want to support us, super emojis, super stickers, super everything is in the chat room there at your disposal. Super thanks you can do as well. So yeah, we're on the eve of the holiday weekend. Hope you guys have a blessed and beautiful holiday weekend. See a lot of comments built up already. So let's welcome our very special guest from out east, as we say, not in the island. She's on the island. Our very special guest coming to us from Long Island, New York, out in Southold. Maria Christensen is with us. Maria, welcome to the show. If they knew what we went through to make this magic, right? We're people who do what we do for a living. We're in the public eye and we're entertaining and performing and doing these different things. All the work and all the stuff that happens behind the scenes to make it happen, as you know, being in the studio, being on stage, it's extraordinary, right?
Yes, it can be aggravating at times. I'm not a technical person.
The taste, it could be.
We got through it.
You got through it. I have to let you know, gang, she has these mystery people behind that door behind her. She opens up the door and these incredible mystery people come out who, just can plug this in and reboot this. And they're all behind the door with cups. They're listening to everything. It was like, let's make a deal.
My friends actually work on Broadway. Yeah. My one friend, he works as a teamster for the Michael Jackson show. And my other friend you need to interview her too. She's done she's done all these Latinas sort of musicals, and yeah, she has an amazing career. So I'm out here for the weekend to visit friends and have a good time.
That's so nice. That is absolutely so. Yes, and everybody's saying welcome and hello, and it's so good to see you here, and everybody commenting, and we welcome all of our viewers, our lovely viewers watching around the world. So how have you been? How are things going? I mean, you're so busy all the time.
Well, I'm good. I'm not as busy as I would. Well, I am busy. I decided to take a trip from Nashville to New York and then New York to Amsterdam. I'm going to be working in Amsterdam. I work with a lot of artists there. I found that to be really enjoyable, and because they're mostly, everyone speaks English. So when I go out there, it's cool because they want to work with an American lyricist, and that's cool. And then after Amsterdam, I'm going to go to a songwriting camp for Eurovision in Belgium.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. That's exciting. Yeah. Yeah. I've had an opportunity to go to Amsterdam or to the Netherlands a couple of times on some television shoots, and it's really fantastic, isn't it? I'm sure you're really looking forward to it. Have you been before?
Oh yeah, I've been a bunch of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be teaching in a school for the arts in Ireland called the Irish Institute of Music and Song.
Oh, that's so cool, huh?
Yeah. So I'm taking a little European kind of summer work.
European, yes. In Amsterdam, they don't put ketchup on their French fries. They put mayonnaise.
That's right.
That's it. I remember that. So I mentioned that, and a lot of folks very excited about your extraordinary career. And we have, mutual friends, Tabitha Fair and Renee Martin, and some wonderful people who've stopped by as guests on the show. And we appreciate, all of them making these connections here. You started at 5. What inspired you to want to sing first around 5 and then actually start writing songs so early around 10? Did you come from a family that was the house filled with music? Tell us about those early days for you, the inspiration.
So I come from a lineage of Polish people, and my dad plays the accordion. So, but they were always singing in the car. I don't have anybody in my family that's a professional musician. I'm the first one, and we went to Disney World, and we were at this show, and this guy literally looked at me from the audience and said, "If I give you the mic, will you sing a song?"
Wow.
It went on me, and I stood on a chair and I sang, and I was like, "Yeah, this is it for me."
It's kind of like a Lady Gaga kind of story a little bit when you saw that
Really?
movie with Bradley Cooper that
Oh,
they were in, that similar sort of, hey, and yeah, wow.
first
So
song, a lot
that's a
less.
yeah, that's that's incredible. So when that happened, when you got that opportunity, they handed you the mic and said, "Okay, do something here." Were you nervous?
No, it was a feeling that like, oh, this is meant to be. Yeah,
Do you remember the song that you sang?
zippity doo dah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Zippity doo dah, zippity. Wow, that's a cool one. Yeah. Na, na, na. Wow. So when you sang that, what happened? Did the phone start ringing? Did managers start calling? What happened?
I mean, I guess, when you're 5, almost 6, everyone thinks you're darn cute. So
Yes.
I got a lot of compliments and everything. That was nice. But it was more than that. It was just like the feeling that this is what I was meant to do and wanted to do.
So you had always thought this early on. Who were some of the people that you admired? Maybe people that were already performing, singing, whether they're groups or individual singers that you enjoyed that maybe sort of inspired you along the way.
Well, I know that when I got a little older, it was Pat Benatar, Whitney Houston, and people like that, all kinds of genres.
How about Tina Turner? Did she as well? Of course, we just lost her.
Tina Turner, Donna Summer. I loved all those big voice girls.
How do you describe your sound for folks who may be discovering you for the first time?
My sound has always been sort of like a bigger voice,
Yeah.
a belter. Yeah.
There's always opportunities that come our way, that sometimes we create or sometimes doors are opened for us. Like when the guy said, "Hey, take the mic and I want you to go and start singing in front of everybody," which is an amazing opportunity. What would you consider when you look at it all, this fantastic career that continues, Maria, would be another very important, crucial door opening opportunity for you, whether it was early or later in your teen years? When you got
Well,
noticed and people said, "Oh, she's amazing."
it was just sort of a series of those things happening. So, like I made horrible grades in high school. So I graduated. I didn't have a plan. So anyway, I went to kind of a year of community college, but my friends walked me into a bar and they're like, "Let her sing." And the guy who was the DJ said, "Come back, I want you to sing for the owner." And so I did, and then he offered me a job. And
Wow.
yeah, I had a job with the house band, but then a couple of years in, which is kind of a crazy story, I decided that, I'm a lot younger than everybody and really too young to be there. But they, you know, got signed letters from my parents, kind of stuff. And so I was a little bit kind of concerned for my future. And I remember taking, this is such a weird thing, taking pictures of me and everybody going, "Well, I'll be leaving soon." And I didn't really have a plan, but what happened next was a producer walked in and asked me if I wanted to make a record shortly thereafter.
Holy cow. This is just, I think early on, people sensed that you had as they say, the it factor.
I,
These people sensed
yeah,
something that was there. that really, with development and time, can blossom into something extraordinary. Sounds like that's pretty much how some of this happened for you, huh?
Yeah. It was just a series of like moving forward. So then this guy asked me if I wanted to make a record, and things were happening in Miami. I was in the right place at the right time. I don't know if you've ever read the book called The Outliers.
Oh yeah, sure. Hmm.
Or it's more than talent. It's like being born at the right place at the right time. So I was living the right place at the right time because Miami was a hotbed because it was after uh, Miami Sound Machine did so well.
Yes,
A
Gloria
lot of people
Stefan, and yeah.
was going there. So I did. I made a record, and I hoped for the best, and then started to hear it on local radio. And then they put me with another singer named Angie, and we had the duet called Sequel. And so that was signed to a record company that was local. Mm-hmm.
That is
So it was
cool.
funny, I would leave my band to go do these gigs and these track dates. But here I was singing with a band. But singing with a band was really, really good for me because it taught me how to talk to an audience, how to
Yes.
command. And singing with a band 6 nights a week, I did a lot of research right there and then on the kind of songs that make people dance, the kind of songs that people like, the kind of things that I knew how to sing really well. It was although I did that longer than I wanted to, it was like my school.
Right. But you were developing who you are from not just a vocal perspective, but in terms of being an entertainer and a performer, as much
Absolutely.
as being, a fantastic vocalist as well, right?
Yeah. And I also learned how to sing over a band, which was way harder than singing over a track. So when we were singing over tracks, it was rarely an issue for me because I knew how to project.
For folks who are listening and they're fascinated by what we're talking about, tell us about that. Tell us what makes it harder sometimes to sing, like you say, band versus the tracks and the difference in all of that.
Well, the track is only one thing that you're contending with, and that's the sound of the track. When you're singing with a band, it's 6 people on stage with you. It's a lot of sound. That's a lot of sound.
Sound and personalities and right, yeah, a lot of stuff happening.
Learn how to work with people, how to mesh with people musically and personally. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So how long did that go for?
The sequel thing or
Yes.
the
Yeah, because
okay.
people have asked about that. Like, oh, we remember from that. Yeah.
So sequel started, and we started getting a lot of. I have a really cool story to tell about this. I was such a smarty pants because we were with a small label called Joey Boy, and Joey Boy was they were cool. We liked them a lot, but they had a fight with the people who found us, which was Pantera Records, and they asked us, invited to this festival called Cayocho, and Cayocho was this big street festival, and so they told us they were having a fight over the name Sequel because they own Sequel. And they told us that we could go on stage, but that we could not sing the songs or use the name Sequel. We could just say hi to the audience. So I got on stage at Cayocho, and I said, hi, everybody, happy Cayocho and day or whatever. And I was like, our names? And they go, Sequel. What's our names? They go, Sequel. Say it again. Sequel. Okay, I didn't say it. They did. That particular moment, there was a guy from Capitol Records in the audience, and he decided he was going to sign us.
That's third time where somebody happens to just be there and said, let's go. Wow.
Well, I'm so glad I'm telling these stories because that there's opportunity and there's luck and there's timing and I need to remember those things always.
Yes, and there are great blessings and a lot of gratitude in them because they don't always happen for everybody. And
For sure.
some people go through a lifetime where they're hoping for that one opportunity. And you've had a couple that people recognized, your talent and your tenacity, which I think is really fantastic. How did it? I mentioned, 10, the songwriting. How were you developing the singing and, the vocalization technique with your songwriting as well?
So that's kind of a separate thing. So when I was 10, my brother received a guitar. And because he had it, I wanted it real bad. So I would go in his room and try to steal it. And I did a couple times. And as soon as I grabbed it, it was the strangest thing. I don't know if this happens to other people, but I didn't know how to play any songs. So I just started writing one. I know that sounds crazy, but I know that when I was a kid, I used to write poetry.
Yeah. Oh,
And then,
see, yeah, that's a great entree. Yeah.
yeah. And then so I just started writing a song. I can't explain it. And then I showed my parents, and they were like, my parents were always like, don't most kids do this? They would always act like that, and they would have friends go, no, kids don't always just do this.
They don't just do it, right? Exactly.
Yeah, so I would write a lot of songs with my guitar when I was a kid, and I had a really tiny little, kind of sweet little voice that developed later when I decided that I wanted to be in a band, put my guitar aside and just be like cool and wear tight clothes and dance and sing. So that's how the songwriting started. Now, the songwriting met up with the artistry when we got signed to Capitol Records.
Yes.
I want to write songs on this album. This is important to me. I want to say things that I want to say. And so I did. I think I had 2 or 3 songs on that album.
Mm. Which is absolutely amazing. When you found out that you were being signed to Capitol Records, Maria, what was that like? You must have been on cloud nine.
Yeah, I remember they took us out to dinner and they told us they want to sign us. And me and Angie went into the bathroom and just started screaming. And
Yeah. And you said, no, don't worry about her. She's just vocalizing.
yeah,
just vocalizing. Yeah, that's how she does it. She goes to the bathroom, screams, and she's just letting it out. That's
yeah, that was
wow.
it too, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, when that happens, then all of a sudden, I mean, was the trajectory sort of like this, or did you really still have to prove yourself?
It was a
Oh
little,
yeah,
they, in those days, they had a lot of money to spend. So they sent us to places like the UK to work with producers and things like that. The whole time I was insisting, they listen to my songs, and they did. And we did record my songs. And Angie too, she wrote too. And so anyway, that's how all that happened. And, towards the end there, I felt like I was kind of ready to go somewhere else.
Mhm.
And it was a feeling. I didn't go searching. And here comes the third story. Sequel was doing a show in a nightclub, and this producer named Ric Wake came to see us because I think they were doing something with our video, producing our video, doing the sound for the video, and someone pointed me out to him.
Mm.
And he said, I really like her voice and her style and her look. So he came out to see us, and he said, would you like to work together? And I
Wow.
was like, yeah.
I think that's a yes. Wow. Whew.
And he was producing Taylor Dane and Mariah Carey and Celine Dion at the time.
That's cool stuff, isn't it? I mean, that's like, yeah, that's real. I mean, this is the story is really extraordinary, and these are people too, I'm sure that you admired as well as you were, having an opportunity to work with somebody who's worked with those legendary people as well, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
It was crazy, but as if I don't know, part of me I think expected it to happen. I can't explain it, you know. And then I moved to New York, and that's where I worked with the best songwriters in the country, in the world, maybe.
And Ric Wake was the Grammy-winning producer that you worked with, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, worked with Mariah Carey, like you say, and Celine Dion and Taylor Dane and so much more. Um, Now you're originally from Florida by way of Pittsburgh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Tell us.
My phone says Steelers on it.
Oh yeah, I see. Pittsburgh Steelers. That's it, right? Did you know that Shirley Jones is from there? And Mrs. Partridge
Wow.
from the Partridge Family? Yeah, I just found that out. Shirley Jones. A lot of people come from Pittsburgh. Yeah. Hearty stock, I tell you. Yes.
Steel Town.
It's a great place. I was sent on a TV show. Carnegie Mellon University is there. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood came from there. Yeah, was it KQED? I think. Yeah, and I think it's got more bridges, or it's the same amount of bridges as Venice, Italy, Pittsburgh, over the
I
three rivers.
heard
Yeah,
that.
you
Yeah,
still have family there?
I do. My
Yeah,
brother and my niece and my
that's
sister-in-law.
terrific.
That's
Wow.
not. Yeah, my grandfathers worked in the steel mills.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's was the big, career of choice, job of choice. Absolutely. You co-wrote some of the most, with some of the most successful songwriters. You mentioned when you went to New York. So when you went to New York, you were, writing some incredible songs, co-writing them as you were honing your skills. Tell us about that move to New York and how crucial that
Um,
was.
so when I moved to New York, Rick got me signed to Atlantic, and of course, I said to him, I really want to write a lot of my material. So he put me with the best songwriters in the city, and people who have written hit songs, and I mean, I could list some names, but
Go ahead.
but
You can list a couple. I'd love to hear it.
and Alex Ford, Barney Roman, Peter Zizzo, people who were writing for Celine Dion and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
Jeff Franzel, who I still work with. When I worked with them, and this little light switch went off in my head that I would really like to do what they're doing for a living. Because at some point, that an artist's career is harder, and you have to go on tour and do all that.
Mm,
And so I really liked the songwriter life.
yeah.
That you walk into a studio, and that at the end of the day, you have something that wasn't there before, and it has a name to it, and it has a sound to it, and you're creating something from scratch.
Yes.
Go out into the world and make money on its own, you know, uh,
Hmm.
royalties. And I just really like their life. Plus, the freedom to travel, create, spend time in the studio, all the above. I just thought it was a fascinating life. So I put that in my back pocket and said, that's what I'm going to do someday full time.
And all this led to a publishing deal with Notation Music Publishing, right?
Yeah, so that was Rick's company. I remember I went to him and I was like, I think I can do this. I remember I was like, really, give me a chance, put me in the game, coach, kind of
That's
thing.
it, right?
They gave me a very, very small deal. And the cool thing is that New York was just ripe with songwriters and producers and people making records. Sadly, it's moved to other places like Nashville and LA, but at one time New York was a place
The
for the
hub.
recording. Yeah.
That's
So I
right.
was working with a lot of people that were doing records, and I was doing my best to to write for myself and other people. And my very first cut was a group called Eternal, because it was a song from my record that Rick didn't want to use. So the producer, Tommy, I heard you, yeah, he was like, well, you know what, this is a really good song, and I want to pitch it. We pitched it, it got on this record, and this record did really well in the UK. So it was right then I got to say, I'm a real songwriter. You know, I now am published and wrote for somebody else.
Which is an incredible thing, right? And does that and when you're the songwriter, that's your baby. So whatever happens to it, it's your song.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
The songwriter is like the man behind the scenes, you know.
Right. Right.
And the one we need so desperately to keep creating and sending this stuff out, you know. So that was a really big moment for me. And then shortly after, I think it was Nana Muscori that you talked about.
How did that like I mentioned, I had an opportunity to interview her a few years back on PBS. There was a special, PBS special, and she came over from Greece. She was nothing but poised and warm and funny, and just really just a very magical air about her. How did that come about, where now you're working with this Greek musical legend?
You know, it's very rare that I get to meet some of the people that I write for. You know, if I'm working with the artist, I'll write with the artist for the artist, which is my favorite way to work. So she came into town. You know, I never met her, but I wrote a song called Song for You. And the guy I wrote it with sent it to Rick, and Rick played it for her. And the craziest thing is that she walked around and played it for everybody and said, I want more songs like this. It was crazy.
Incredible, right? Yeah, because she's followed, I mean, she's international, millions and millions of followers. And I didn't even realize that. I knew she was very popular and beloved, but when we were in the PBS television studio during the concert special, I just learned so much about how revered and terrific song.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like a signature song.
It suited her. It fit her, and she knew it. Yeah. So it wasn't a song. It wasn't for her.
Right. How do you go about that? Like when you're tasked with writing a song for somebody, do you listen to their other material? Do you study their personality, listen to their voice? Is there a bunch of all this preparatory work that goes into your getting a vibe and feeling for who this person is, what they're about, what their vibe is? How does that work from the songwriter's perspective? So that way when you do have this song, it really matches them beautifully. And then they say, I want more of that because it reflects me. How does that happen?
That's something that used to happen, where you would write a song, pitch it, and it would get to the right place. Nowadays, because we have streaming and there's less opportunity and money to be made, my favorite way to work is with the artist in the room. And the artist tells me who they are, what's in their heart, what they want to say. And then they step on the mic and get up to the mic and start singing the stuff that we created. And I like to tap into who they are and then create from there. And then I know if it's working or not, or if they're feeling it. And that's now. Like now there's less pitching and more getting with the artist, knowing the artist right there and then. And it's a whole lot easier that way.
You like it better that way, right?
Oh, yeah. It's really, because then you become friends and you get to know people, and then you start knowing what they like.
Exactly. Right. Your songs, in addition to Nana Muscuri, have been recorded by, as I mentioned, artists such as and including Celine Dion and Just a Little Bit of Love and Christmas Eve, In Sync, The Only Gift. I mean, I could just stop right there and everybody's jaws are like, huh? Uh, Tell us about those opportunities too.
Okay, well,
Two different styles of music and everything too.
and now my styles are even getting more diverse. Like I work with pop jazz artists now. I just think I'm a music lover. You know, every song has a different story. So the first Celine Dion cut was from my Atlantic record album that did not do as well as we had hoped. And Rick said, "Look, I love this song. I'm going to show it to Celine." And he was producing her. And she said she loved it too. So she did it. And that's crazy because
Isn't that incredible, huh? So that's Nana Story loving it, Celine Dion loving it. You don't start here. Maria starts from up here.
you know what? That's kind of true. That's kind of crazy. But you know, I mean, it took time to hone that skill and whatever. And then the second Celine Dion cut, I just love this story because it was a Christmas song, and I love Christmas. Right?
So do I. Yes, and our viewers do too.
I love it. And so I really wanted to get on this album. As soon as I heard she was doing a Christmas record, I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. So I heard that the record was closed, and I was walking by Rick's office one day, and he was playing this song. And what is that? He's like, oh, it's a song Celine's gonna do because she doesn't have enough tempos. And I was like, I have a better song than that. And so I started singing it to him, and he's like, get it done. Let's see how it goes.
Get it done.
And through a series of weirdness, I got
it. But of course, I mean that you need to you need to write a song where the title is "But of course."
No, look, I can tell you a million other stories where I did not get it, but this is not that show.
That'll be the return visit when she's in Nashville and she's got all the the big records around her.
I did do right because there's plenty that I did do wrong.
Sure, like all of us, right? It's part of the learning experience. It's part of
tell you all the highlights, and it all sounds so glamorous.
It all sounds so, but the what goes on behind the scenes to make it happen.
And then this happened, and then that happened, but it's just not that easy.
It's like you said,
sweat and ups and downs. But like I'm telling you, I'm just telling you the high points right now. You know?
Yeah. Now, soon after, you were signed to A&M Records as the lead singer of the three-girl group Third Party. Tell us about that.
Okay, so that was a funny thing. That's when I decided I wanted to be a full-time songwriter, and I didn't want to sing anymore. Or not that I didn't want to sing anymore. It's that I didn't want to go on tour or do that kind of stuff. So Rick came to me and he said, he's like, no, I want you to get your head out of that whole thing, and I want you to go back to being an artist, which was pretty cool because it felt like being Cinderella, because he started sending me to, buy clothes or feel more like an artist or go to parties or, go in the studio. And so I sang this song called Can You Feel It? And it kind of just started to get some press and some play. And it was getting played in at baseball games at Met Stadium.
Yeah, Shea Stadium. Go Mets.
Yeah.
That's my team.
Oh, hey, all right. So then what happened was he came to me and said, okay, I want you to be an artist again. And I'm not telling you the sad part where I lost my deal in Atlantic and things did not go as planned. Very low point, really hard to get back up and going. I don't want any more of that, So I'm telling you the sad story. So this will encourage everybody. So I said I don't want to do that anymore. And he was like, he convinced me. And then I said I want to put a group name on the project so that I can stay or go. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I came up with the name Third Party because it was my third record deal.
I like that.
Yeah.
How long did that last, that whole time period?
2 years, and it was really, really fun. And I think that I had a different mindset this time, that it wasn't like oh, if this doesn't happen, my world is a shambles. It was more like, I'm going to love every second of this. And if it ends and when it ends, I'm going to go back to songwriting. I'm going to do that thing that I love. And so we had some good success, and, things started to happen around that time where streaming and, things where
You
people didn't have the money they had.
started
And
popping, right? Exactly.
started shutting their doors and trying to refigure out what they were doing, and all that stuff started happening. And so anyway, third party folded, and then Rick, in his Rick fashion, said, look, you have a song on this album that I've always liked called Waiting for Tonight
hmm
for Lopez, and gave it to her.
Gave the song to Jennifer Lopez, yeah. And
Yeah.
incredible what happened with that, right? I mean, that became a worldwide hit,
Yeah.
top 10 worldwide hit for Jennifer Lopez,
Yes.
and you wrote it.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
just so Waiting for Tonight, folks. You know that song, everybody, right? Right here is the songwriter. That's incredible. And then what was that like? And you got it, of course, working with Jennifer Lopez as well.
Yeah, no, I never met her until she came and made a movie in my neighborhood, and I finally met her.
Isn't it amazing how it works? Right, exactly. It's amazing how it works. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And she must have been like, thank you for that song.
She thanked me, and I thanked her. I was like, no, thank you for singing it, But it was a brief meeting. I mean, literally, it was just hello, goodbye. Too bad. I mean, she was making a movie, very busy.
Yeah, got a lot going on. Wow.
They were using the next door neighbor's house as her house in the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of serious, right?
What about film music for you, like film scores and film and all of that?
I have never scored film, but I'll get a song in films,
Right.
which leads me to television, which has also been very good. With the
Television,
birth
yes.
of streaming and all that stuff, a lot of people started going to LA. So I went to LA, and I wrote a couple of songs, and this producer pitched it to Disney for this movie called Lemonade Mouth. And so that was cool. And then I had 2 songs on that movie, actually, which opened the doors for Disney for me. So I took a meeting.
Disney Channel, yeah.
Yeah, I took a meeting with this guy named Steve Vincent, and greatest guy ever. Really loved songwriters, really great to work with. And I was like, look, I'd like to do more of this. And so, how it is with Disney is you have to pitch your idea every single time, and you have to win the gig every single time. So,
Yes.
you learn how to write for them in a way that is going to connect with your audience. So when that I teach songwriting, I often say, it's so funny, people bring me songs, I think this would be good for Disney, and it'll say something like, I was kissing my boyfriend. I'm like, nope, we don't kiss our boyfriend.
This is Disney. Yeah.
Do your research, watch the film, see what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. Well, you wrote the theme. We're talking about the Disney Channel, and a lot of people know all of the great shows and things of that nature. We actually had not that long ago, we had the original cast from the 1990s of the Disney Channel's Mickey Mouse Club. The 1990s cast members were on all together because they were performing. They were going on like a mini tour celebrating, I think it was Disney's anniversary. So they came together and they came on the show. And again, the Disney Channel for them just blew up all of their individual careers. They're now all, they're grown up and they have their own individual careers in music and everything. But the Disney Channel, again, yeah, beloved. And you wrote the theme songs for such shows I mentioned as Girl Meets World and Stuck in the Middle and Coop and Cammy, Ask the World. I mean,
yeah, Girl Meets World was a big one because that was such an iconic show in the 90s. And that was a total blessing too to get that one. And like I said, I had lost a couple before that one. And One was, it was hard, when you would lose a
Sure.
song, then you were in the final two and you would lose one. But that one was very sweet because, I've heard kids singing it and people who still love it now. And these songs become the fiber of a lot of kids' lives. And that's kind of cool to be a part of, someone's childhood, you know.
Well, during your childhood, what were some of the, TV shows and series and songs that appealed to you? Like you're mentioning these shows on the Disney Channel and those kids loving it and growing up with it. How about for you?
It's really crazy. I really can't recall anything that was really life changing. But one thing that was is that um, my aunt gave me a box of Motown records, and we
Uh,
just went
what a
crazy on.
gift. What a gift.
We just went crazy on those. Like, we weren't kids that watched a lot of TV. We would be in the basement creating all the time. We just kind of had that spirit, you know what I mean?
Yes. Right.
And like put on these records and dance to them or make shows to them. We were always making our own show, is what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what we did too. Plays in the garage, in the bedrooms, and yeah, with
Right.
music going.
We would always do our own thing. So I can't recall any show that had an impact on me. Like,
A specific one. Yeah. Yeah. What kind of music do you like? So if we went to Nashville and we went into your house and we went into your iPod or your boombox, and I still have my boombox and my Onkyo stereo system with the speakers and the double cassette deck and the turntable, still got all that stuff. What would be in on your playlist? What do you like to listen to? And is it hard being a songwriter to listen to a lot of music all the time? I'm sure sometimes you want to step away.
so I love listening to new music. I love new music. I am not the type of person that gets stuck in a genre, but I do particularly really like people like Amy Winehouse and things like that, or people that mix genres, kind of put them together. And there's a lot of rap that I like now. I don't know. I'm so eclectic. Like I'm listening from Frank Sinatra to like old like 80s rap and new rap. And
Everything, right?
I mean everything that makes it up. I listen to pop now. I can't even like who I really love now. I think I constantly listen to what's coming up and what's new. And I'm trying to think
Right.
of who I'm looking up right now. I don't know. It's constantly changing. You know?
When you're writing the songs, if it's for a particular artist, obviously, like we were saying, you would sort of study the artists, listen to their voice, listen to their way and their vibe and the whole bit. But what are some other things that inspire you to write? Some guests have come on and they've said, well, Jim, I could be on a bus and see things going on and be inspired. I could be out by the ocean. I could be in nature. I can be in a busy shopping mall and be inspired by life happening around me. What are some of the things that inspire you to pen these songs?
I think travel inspires me a lot, meeting people from all over the world. And yeah, I think that's why I travel. I love it. New experiences, new people, new things. However, the thing that's been inspiring me the most lately is when I am with the artist and we're talking about their life. And then there's like this kindred spirit that happens. And suddenly we both understand this situation they're explaining to me. And then we start to write about it. And I love that because when I hear things back, then I'm like, God, that sounds like it's about me. And the artist is like, oh, yeah, that's about me. And because you're human and we all go through such similar things. So my inspiration mostly now comes from the artist that I'm working with in the room. There's something that happens that I can't even explain.
Yeah.
Like they have to trust you, and I have to be so open to let them tell their story through me and with me. I love that. That's the most inspiring thing.
Mm. How about, you're the songwriter extraordinaire. How about collaborating with others and co-writing? Do you enjoy that too?
That's always co-writing. Usually there's a producer in the room. And when there's real magic, the producer is also hooked into what's going on. And at the end of the day, you walk away with a song, which is always, and that's what's going to happen when I go to this, Belgian songwriting camp. You're meeting strangers and suddenly you sit there and you talk about life and things because you can't just generate a song out of nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
That inspires me.
Yes. Look at this on the screen. This is a cool one, huh?
Yeah.
Tell us about this one for the audience who are watching. Like, ooh, what is that one?
That's the cover of my Atlantic Records album.
Cool. It has shades of Marilyn Monroe there a little bit, just in the way they did that cover.
Those pinup girls from the 40s. I think
Yes.
that's what we're going for.
Yes. Yeah. And this one too.
Oh, that thing is an outtake that's not supposed to even be like.
What was that about, that project? My Love Is Alive.
That was the second single for Third Party, and that's really weird that picture's on there. That picture I got too,
if you type it in, it'll come up everywhere. It's all over everything.
That was a single for Third Party, and it did pretty well. But that picture is really, that picture's on there because that was an outtake from some random photo shoot.
So I wonder if somebody that was on the shoot maybe has it up there, or you never know. Actually, with the internet, there's so much stuff you discover about yourself.
There used to be a picture of three girls.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Oh, good digging.
Right. Now, you were mentioning to me, I mentioned, did you want to sing a little bit of something a cappella for the audience to hear the voice? But in addition to that, you just went through a couple of things vocally from a health perspective as well that you said you wanted to share a little bit of. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to sing on your show today because I went through some trauma and nobody knows where it came from. Could be emotional trauma, but we're not sure. Suddenly my voice right around about 4 years ago started really sticking. And as you can hear, it's very gravelly, but I mean, it was real bad before. Like, I don't think I would have even done an interview because it was really bad. So I went to a neurologist and to a voice doctor and everything. And I am diagnosed with a tremor on one of my vocal cords. Now, it's gotten better and they don't know what causes it or what makes it better. But if I really want it to be better and I really want to sing a song, then I just drink a glass of wine. And they actually told me this is true. That will relax the tremor. So
a glass of water helps relax it, huh?
Wine, alcohol. Alcohol is not the best thing because it's very drying, but it does relax the cords.
Yes.
So that's what I'm dealing with right now. But like I'm saying, it is significantly right now. It was. So I think.
Did they have to do any surgical or no? Good. Good. You're very lucky because just remember what happened with Julie Andrews when she had the nodule and then it went awry and then her voice is forever changed. Julie, beautiful voice like Julie Andrews.
It's not nodules and it's not any kind of damage. It just has to do with something in my brain that's telling my vocal cord to shake. Now, said, I have all the faith in the world that because it came on fast out of nowhere, it's kind of leaving.
Right. Have things changed in your life too that may be causing it to leave? Do you think stress probably maybe added to it or made it worse?
Stress made it worse, and stress has left since COVID.
Yes, right. Exactly.
I don't think any artist did.
No,
COVID, doing most of the things we loved. I'm sure you continued on, but
Well,
with
things I was supposed to be in Ireland and other places on TV shoots and stuff, and the planes were grounded, and so I didn't stop work through the pandemic because of TV shoots and studio stuff and everything else. But there were people who weren't flying in for TV shoots, and a lot of stuff done remotely and all. But a lot of the guests that came on who rely on being on a physical stage or and everything stopped. They were really, when they were coming on, opening up in a beautiful way, authentically, and pouring their hearts out about they didn't know what was going to happen next. And a lot of them, they did the online stuff and everything. They said, it was good to do it for them, to have the connection. But they also said for them, nothing beats actually being there with people around you and on stage or the audience right there, and that connection that is tough to sometimes recreate in an online venue. This is a talk show, so this is a little bit different, but still, if if this was in a studio and you were right across from me and we had an audience and everything, that's even cooler. And that's what I love too, is television studios, radio studios, on location, stage, which I do in my professional work. But for the performers who really depended on being in the studio. I mean, we had some folks who were guests performers from Ireland, and they had such a severe lockdown situation. They couldn't even leave their houses. They couldn't go within like 5 miles of their house for any purpose other than if it was like going to the hospital, the ER. So some of them, you have one person that lives in this town, another one in that town, the musicians over here, the drummers there. They couldn't get together in their studio because they couldn't go within 5 miles of their houses. That's how tough things got. How did you get through it?
well, first of all, that's not how art is made. And second of all, sometimes take it back. We were working with this, me and Jeff Renzel, who is a really great, amazing piano player. We were working with this young jazz singer who won The Voice in Holland, and his whole career was kicking off. And we were writing with him, and we had to learn how to write over Zoom. And it was the hardest thing to do. I still do it, but we literally had to learn how to get through the glitches, to get through the pain. And if you want to look this song up online, it's called This Too Shall Pass. And we were writing a song about the pandemic. So there you go. Like I said, you are, and I tell this to some of my students, if you can't write about anything, then write about how you can't write about anything.
Yes.
And then she's so
Right.
frustrated because
Right.
that's it with itself. And so we did. We wrote about the pandemic, and the song went out, and a lot of people loved it.
That's
But
incredible.
when I think about that time, I'm like, ooh, that was rough.
You're right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. What that's something I'm glad you mentioned, that is the teaching. You like to teach, you like to inspire others.
I love it. I just think that with all the things that have happened and all the knowledge that I've gained, I love sharing with people and telling the truth, about, people playing their songs, and I like to get in there and this is what's working and this isn't what's working. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Just because I've been doing it for so long, And
Yes, right.
I really love it. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it.
Yeah.
'Cause
No, it's in here.
I know it sounds cheesy. I'm giving back.
No. That's great.
I wish when I was young, I had somebody to mentor me. And I did. I did when I got New York. I did. All those songwriters, all those producers became my mentors.
That's incredible. That's really, it's a beautiful thing, and you're paying it forward. What are some of the things that you're working on now? Not necessarily this weekend out on the island, but generally things that you're working on that you're excited about.
Yeah, well, this week I really came out to New York so that we could work with Dennis Van Arsons, some more the young jazz singer.
Yeah.
He did a Christmas record last year that really did well in most of Eastern Europe. So, ooh, there's a weird light on my face. So anyway, we continued to write for him. Me, Jeff, and him got together, and that's part of the reason why I'm in New York to do that. We finished.
He did. Yeah. Wow. That's fantastic. And is that material that's going to be coming out
Yes, next year.
next year? Fantastic. That's great. So you're enjoying the ride. I mean, what an extraordinary story continues to be. And the people you've worked with, people you've had an opportunity to, create material for, as well as your own, and enjoying and appreciating, being grateful for the blessings and understanding the ups and downs of it all. And that requires a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and love of the art and creating the art. Otherwise, one would give up a long time ago, but you started early, you got in, you had these opportunities, continue to create opportunities as well, and then inspiring others along the way is really a beautiful thing. What are those blessings and joys that continue in your life that keep you going forward, Maria?
Just my friends, my family, just being healthy. I don't know, just everything. I'm just grateful for what I got and try not to focus on what I don't have or even the trials I've gone through, like with my voice. And what do I have in my hand? What do I have to work with? And I try to stay positive in that way.
Absolutely right. People can find you on all the Instagram, and there's the handle at Instagram as well. So definitely follow and like and all the rest. And this really was, I don't want to take too much time because I know that you're there and it's the holiday weekend, and we put this together, at this time so we can all enjoy the holiday weekend, which I think is great. And I think it's so cool that you stopped by and we connected. And I want to, as I say to all the guests, leave the porch light on for you to come back at any time. And I really hope that you enjoyed the time with me as much as I absolutely have with you, Maria.
Thank you for having me on the show, because I'm talking about being grateful and all the things I was saying about my life and all the things that did happen remind me when things get hard of all the blessings that have happened thus far.
Do you see a book? Is there a memoir and an autobiography?
No, just an interview with you.
There you go.
This has been awesome for me too, because like I said, it's reminding me
of what it took and what the journey, sometimes we're so busy with the day to day and going forward, and we stop and we look at the journey and what it took and everything that it took to get to where you are is not something that can just be written off. It's extraordinary and it's all part of it. They always talk about sometimes the journey is the blessing part more than even the end game. But you've had some very good end games too, some really good ones. This was really, really extraordinary, and I continue. Yeah,
it's Memorial Day.
Yes, that's
right. Memorial of my career, remembering.
That's right. This was I'm Ralph Edwards, and this is your life, exactly. And we'll have you back. Stay in touch. Spread the word about our show. Like, that's how you found out. You were told. If you know other folks you think like to pop on.
Doing and writing and whatever, and we'll definitely share all this.
Yes, this episode's on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Share the link. Everybody give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And spread the word if you know other people. Everybody tells everybody. It takes a village. And we do it conversational. Like I say, it's not not an interview show. This is sort of like Johnny Carson, Dick Cavett, old school conversations and interaction with a modern vibe and modern twist, and no pre-prepared questions, just a conversation with our viewers who have been really active. Kathleen in New York says, thank you for being here, Maria. Good luck with all you do. She's in New York City. Sherry, these are some of our regular lovelies that like to comment here and there. Thank you for being here today. Sherry's in Kansas, sharing your life with us as well. Jen Barry in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Maria, for spending time with us. Come back soon. She already said that you are a Jim Masters Show lovety. How does it feel? You know, there's Grammys and all these great awards, Academy Awards, Emmys. But when you got told that you are a Jim Masters Show lovety, isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah.
Right, so most people say their feet start tingling. One of our guests said he started levitating when he heard that. A levity.
That's really nice. She said that your voice comes back. Take care. It will, Marilyn.
Yes, that's what it's all about. Exactly. And they're all saying, say they talk to each other as well. See, Jen says you're now a levity on the Jim Masters Show. That's love and levity combined. And Joan says, thank you, Maria. You're so talented and beautiful. Thanks, Jim. She's going to be joining us later for our Tina Turner special. She sends you her love as well, and all the great viewers. Hope the show met whatever expectations you had, Maria, and you enjoy your wonderful weekend out east.
Now I can have that glass of wine.
Now you've earned it. You have that glass of wine. You did it. Congratulations to you. It really, I know, using the voice extensively isn't always easy, but this was beautiful. And we welcome you back anytime, and continued blessings and good health, and keep writing that fabulous music for all of us to enjoy, my friend. And we'll welcome you back soon, okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. You be well, Maria. Take care, all right?
Happy Memorial Day.
You as well. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. The incomparable Maria Christensen, award-winning singer and songwriter extraordinaire, started at the age of 5. Yes, she started at 5 years old and still doing it today. And we're so honored to, a busy weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend around here, and here in the United States. So she's now going to have that glass of wine. She's going to enjoy her time out east on the island. That's further out east, beautiful South Hold, the Hamptons, all in through there on the South Shore. Beautiful beaches, the Atlantic Ocean, very nice there. And this weekend is going to be stunning weather-wise, in the 80s the whole weekend for everybody. Maybe a little light breeze along the coast, which is where we are as well, along the coast. I'm giving you the Northeast weather report here. Did I ever tell you I actually did weather for, I was a weatherman on a TV station in Connecticut at one time, a substitute weatherman, and I did AccuWeather. I'll talk about my background one of these days. Somebody said we should have a guest interview me, all the different hats I've worn. But Maria has been doing this, singing at 5, writing songs since 10. And some of the songs you heard us talk about are iconic. And she's iconic in her own way. She's humble, but she's iconic in her own way, because these songs, stand the test of time. And this is legacy building stuff and good music that makes you feel good. And just listen to some of the names that we talked about too. That was just a few of the names. Celine Dion, In Sync, Jennifer Lopez, of course, Waiting for Tonight, Jennifer Lopez, top 10 hit. Our guest wrote that. And Nana Mouskouri, the beloved Greek artist, and so many different. So as you can see, from pop to country to world to Latin to jazz, I mean, she really covers it all. That's somebody who's really, really good at what they do and gets it, and goes to a level of depth that really resonates with people. And that's why her music is so beloved. It's really, really cool. How cool was it to have Maria on the show, coming to us, not from Nashville, not from Pittsburgh, not from Florida, but starting her sort of vacation there on Long Island. I want to let you know that in just a couple of hours, for those watching live, we're doing a very special episode of our show. So this is a double Lovity Day celebrating and remembering the iconic Tina Turner. That's going to be live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're putting this together right now. As soon as I wrap up this show, going to grab something fast to eat. And then we're working on that show, putting it together real fast. So we'll have it for you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So I'm going to wrap up. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Coming at you live from the East Coast of the United States. Jim Masters and Company here. We don't say goodbye around here. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers, shalom. We say hasta la vista. We say moi loop. We say cheerio. We say slancha, hejda. Let's see what else. Avida Zane, take care, be well. We'll see you on the next one. Merlin is going to take a quick nap in between shows. You know, she wants her beauty sleep, so she's going to take a beauty sleep nap, quick nap. I think she already had her sandwich earlier, so she's going to be taking a quick nap in Ontario, Canada. And great show. See you later. Thank you very much. And Kathleen says, see you later. And Sherry says, see you later as well. Will do. You got it, my friend. Absolutely. Yes. Happy Memorial Day to all the men and women, soldiers and their families. Thank you. Salute. Yes, Jen. Absolutely. For everybody. This was fantastic, right? Really, really cool stuff. I want to let you know some other guests that are coming up. We have Greg Goldston, world-renowned mime, is coming up on our show. And Ashley Crusado, actress, filmmaker, producer, director, coming on our show. We also have on Tuesday, Anthony C. Ferrante. He is the creator of Sharknado, very popular series, a prolific film director. He's on Tuesday of next week for those watching live. The incomparable Nancy Crochet is with us, humor, columnist, novelist, and author of the new book, Graceland. She's coming up. And for those of you who love the Celtic music, guess what? I have an announcement to make. Nobody even knows this unless you look at our YouTube channel. You know the new popular Celtic, classically Irish group, Trinity? They're coming on the show. Yes. You know, Emmett O'Hanlon, originally with Celtic Thunder. He's part of that group. He and Connor and Ronan, they're all together. The three of them, the trio, they're coming on our show on June 8th, an afternoon show at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's an announcement I'm making now that we haven't even made yet, because I know some of you that are watching are going to be excited about that. So we're putting that together now. And we got to go because we got to eat something, because we're coming back on with the Tina Turner special in just a couple of hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you once again to Maria Christensen. Again, you can find her on social. Now, when you Google her, you're going to see all the songs come up. You're like, oh my God, Maria wrote that. She wrote that. She sang that. She did that. Absolutely. She really is fantastic. We appreciate her being with us right here on the Jim Masters Show live entertainment, lifestyle, celebrity talk show series. Gang, if you love this episode, do something great that helps us grow, takes a village with our international audience of JMS Celebrities. Like this episode, give it a thumbs up, like on the YouTube channel, leave a comment on the channel. Even if you left one in the chat room, leave a comment on the channel. And thanks to all of you who've been doing that. That helps get our episodes we just hit a milestone with subscribers to our YouTube channel, a big milestone recently, which is fantastic as we continue to grow. And we thank you so very, very much for all of the levity and everything that's been happening. You know, we just had our 3rd year anniversary special, and we've been sprinkling in some fantastic comments from some of our illustrious guests who've come through. One of them, of course, now, if you missed the 3-year anniversary special, you can see it on our YouTube channel. It's archived, the entire special. Really cool special. A lot of interaction with our viewers and the celebrity friends as well. But here's a couple of words that have come in from some of our celebrity guests who've been here on the Jim Masters Show and had these wonderful words to say about the show and their time with us in honor of the anniversary.
Hi, this is Melissa Manchester. Happy 3rd anniversary, Jim Masters. I'm so happy for your achievements thus far with no end in sight. I was delighted to be invited to be on your show twice. And we had a lovely time discussing my career and achievements. And what struck me was how delightful the tone was. It was not, you were not looking for any gotcha moments. You, Jim, are interested apparently in restoring the art of conversation, and with that, the concept of levity, which I just find charming and encouraging and delightful. So I look forward to chatting with you again, dear Jim, and congratulations again for making a space where people can share their ideas, where you can ask thoughtful, probing questions to see how we're all doing on our paths, our parallel paths. So wishing you many, many more happy anniversaries. Long may levity wave, and you too. Be well.
Hey, Jim, congratulations. That's quite a milestone. I've always enjoyed talking to you. You do a great show. Positive, optimistic, interested. You do your homework. We love being with you, and I hope we get a chance to do it again sometime. With love from Lucy Arnaz and Larry Luckenbill.
Hey everybody, it's Christine Ullman, the Beehive Queen from the Saturday Night Live Band, here for my dear friend Jim Masters to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the Jim Masters Show Live. Over 900 episodes says it all. It's fabulous. Happy anniversary, Jim.
Well, Jim, a big hello and an even bigger happy anniversary from your old pal here in County Wexford in Ireland. Jim, of course, I was only speaking to you a couple of weeks ago on the show. I can't believe it's 3 years. It's been, I think, the first year I was with you on the show. And you know what? It gets better every time I go on. I love your show. It's like coming into your living room and sitting down and having a cup of tea with you and just having an old chat. And the one thing I notice about your interviews is you never notice the time going. You know, it just flies because it's so entertaining, and you're like that with all your guests. You know, you're like a friend to everybody, and it's a wonderful thing. You know, it's such a positive thing you have going there, and I want to thank you for being so good to me over the years as well. And here's to another 3 years, many years. Here's to another 30 years, Jim. Forget 3. All right, so keep it going. Love you. Keep the great work going. Talk to you soon. God bless.
Hey Jim, happy 3rd anniversary. As you can see, I just got off the picket line, but I had to wish you all the best for a fantastic 3rd year. I was so honored to have been one of your guests, and I can't wait to be asked back again, because you are just the definition of levity, and the world needs more of you. We love you, Jim. All the best. Can't wait to see you.
Hi, Jim. It's Jeff Harner here, wishing you a happy, happy anniversary. Congratulations on your 3-year milestone. 3 years is huge in any industry, but in the entertainment industry, it's really significant. I am so grateful to have been one of your guests on your program. I had the gift of being the recipient of your intelligent, compassionate, empathetic, warm, clever sense of humor and deeply empathetic listening ears. I think our interview was supposed to be 45 minutes and it stretched to be 90 minutes, and it's not because you were talking, it's because you were listening to me, and I am so grateful. So long may you wave. You give such a gift of service to your audiences and to the entertainers. You shine such an attractive spotlight on all of us. Onwards and upwards, lots of love.
Hey everybody, it's Karen Drucker coming to you from San Francisco, California, and I am here to celebrate the fabulous Jim Masters. 900 episodes? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. So, Jim, you know, I do this thing in my life where I say when something is it lights me up. There's like no time. You know, everything is just exciting. And when something is not it, you just go, oh my God, this is forever. And when I was on your show, I came away and went, oh my God, that was it. It was so fun. You're fabulous. No wonder you've had 900 shows, because you're fabulous. So I wish you happy everything for your 3rd year anniversary. This is fabulous, and I hope I'm back with you again. And keep doing what you're doing. You're bringing love and light to this world, and we need it. So once again, I celebrate you.
Thank you so very much, gang. We love that. We really appreciate them taking time to create those for us in honor of the anniversary. It really, really means a great deal, and humbled and blessed by it all. And there's just a few of them we wanted to share and sprinkle in. As I mentioned, we're sprinkling them in over the course of episodes. But if you want to see the entire anniversary episode, it's archived on our YouTube channel. And there's some new ones that have been coming in, and we've been sprinkling those along the way as well. So that is a wrap for this episode. Stick with us. More great episodes coming up on the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series. We love you all. Take care. My hair is getting a little wacky here. Let's calm that down. See, I'm so excited about everything. I was so excited about those comments that came in. There we go. Now we're ready, but we're ending. We'll see you again. We'll be back. Tina Turner special, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Now, if you're watching this, 6 months from now, then we will have already done that special, and you can see it archived on our YouTube channel. Be well. Take care. Your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, I'll be right here waiting for you on the Jim Masters Show. Take care. Be well. Have a great day. Cheers.